You've probably seen some of Marvel's movies where they flex all their awesome camera gear and their huge VFX production house. Can I make something of the same quality shot only on an iPhone? The answer, of course, is no. Well, fun video guys, this is VFX, but in all seriousness, how close can I get with just an Apple camera and some free software? At this point, I don't even know, so let's go find out. Now the phone I'm going to be shooting with is the iPhone 13 mini. It basically has the same camera specs as the iPhone 12 lineup, but it just doesn't have a zoom lens, so bear that in mind. Now, just to clarify, this video isn't to dunk on any of the Android fanboys out there. I just don't happen to have a good Android, because there aren't any.
So here we are, guys, out in the blistering weather of Kansas. Let's go find something cool to shoot. So we're gonna go out to our field, not our field, we have a field actually next door that we're gonna be using, and I think it just might look pretty cool. All right, so it's actually way out here. And weeds, yeah, I gotta get past these to achieve my goal. All right, so it looks like this is the area that we're gonna be shooting right here. Got some nice hills in the background, if you can see them. Got some trees, just a field of soybeans. And yeah, just need an old iPhone camera. See what we can make. Guys, I was out here by myself and I didn't have an epic montage. So here's a picture of a cat instead. You're welcome. All right, hopefully we got some decent shots. We're gonna go head inside, see what we got. Back to the weeds. So we're done shooting the footage. Let's go take a look at what we got. It looks like the camera is doing a very good job of stabilizing, as the 13 mini has optical image stabilization. You can really see that at work here. Another thing I'm seeing is that there is a lot of contrast, especially in like these soybeans here and like in the trees. So those will be really good areas to track. I think it's probably a good idea to do a 3D camera track using Blender. And after that, we could jump into a 2D program like DaVinci Resolve and add in some plates. So now it's time to jump into good old Blender and see if we can't salvage something. I thought it would be pretty cool to add in a crashed plane or something, so I added in a British World War II Spitfire model I had made. I tracked the scene using Blender's built-in camera tracker, then added in my model, using a plane as a holdout to mask it, and rendered out the frames in cycles. I added both the original video file and the rendered frames of the Spitfire and composited them together in DaVinci Resolve. So at this point, it's looking a little bit bland. Obviously there's no like debris or effects or anything. We're going to be adding those in a bit, but I think we might have a slight problem. I pulled up the footage, and when you zoom in, you can actually see when you play that there is all kinds of distortion going on with the windscreen. So I did render this out at 128 samples, but apparently the transparent glass is having a little bit of trouble rendering out. So I think probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to cover it up with all kinds of smoke and debris and stuff and see if we can't hide it. So for that debris, I'm gonna be adding like smoke, fire, probably run a smoke sim in Blender, and then I gotta add a trough to make it look like it's been plowing through the ground. We're just gonna try to make it look good. So the first most obvious part of the plane crash to make is the smoke. So I made a smoke sim in Blender using a wind force to direct the smoke in a certain direction and cranked the samples up a lot. I exported a video of the smoke and added it to DaVinci in the composite. I added in that trough of dirt by making a bunch of debris and distributing them on a sculpted plane using a weight paint group. After rendering and compositing, we had our dirt. I created some fire by animating DaVinci's fast noise, tracking it to the scene, and adding glow effect. So the shot's pretty much finished at this point, but I think it needs a little bit more detail. So for that, I'm going to add in some German Messerschmitts, perhaps flying over. Then I'm going to put on a final color grade, and that should be about it. I added in a Messerschmitt I'd made and rendered out 2 different passes of it flying overhead in Blender. I was able to combine all of the elements together, and with a final color grade, this is what I was able to make for the final shot. So what'd you guys think? Is it worth going out and buying a cinema camera for this? Do you have a good camera on your phone already, or do you have an Android? Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it. Here's another one that I made if you're so interested. Until the next one, this is VFX. I'll be seeing you.